Welcome to this episode of Alliance Insights. I'm your host today. My name is Mitch Dunford, and I have a couple of friends and colleagues with me. Will Hold, our president and CEO, and Danielle Janecka, our chief experience officer. Hey, guys.
How's it going?
Good. We do this every year.
We do. It's like a standing invitation.
It is, and it's fun, and it really helps our participants, and we get a lot of views and listens. So we're excited to be here to talk about what's new at the Alliance in 2026. 2025 has been a great year, a lot of fun, a lot of great things coming out. So before we jump into 2026, we'll talk about 2025. What happened at the Alliance and some of the things you're most proud of.
Absolutely. So 2025 was a really good year for the Alliance. We saw some growth in overall registrations, in new designees, which was awesome and very exciting for sure. And then some of the new programs or courses that we're offering. I think the one that I'm really excited about is probably RiskPro. So really starting to focus on verticals within the insurance and risk management space, but starting off with contractors, risk professional, and then restaurant risk professional were the two that we released in 2025. Definitely contractors was highly attended and very much anticipated as we rolled that out. We obviously know that contractors is a huge niche within the insurance and risk management space. So continuing to roll those out next year, but also the update options for those two courses that are open to everybody within the Alliance community, as well as just for general CE purposes. So very excited about that. The other one is CIC and CRM being launched almost entirely in a self-paced environment. We should finish that up next year, but really adding commercial property, commercial casualty, and then on the CRM side, principles of risk management, all fully in a self-paced environment. Tons of interactivity, tons of video, tons of quizzing options. So we've gotten a lot of positive responses on how those self-paced courses have been built, and a lot of excitement, obviously, within the registrations.
Yeah, we've got a lot of traction with the ones we've already rolled out.
Absolutely. So excited to get all those out there and available for everyone. So now everyone has three ways to earn a designation, whether it be in-person classroom, live instructor-led webinar, or self-paced. And obviously those can be mixed and matched depending on people's time allocation during that period and for each individual course. And I'd say the final two, we were able to update CIC agency management. If you don't know, technology is changing at a rapid pace under rock. So trying to keep up with agency management, insurance company operations with all the changes, we've tried to stay on top of that, to embrace technology, make sure there's updates around the new technology that's available. So that was updated the first part of the year. And then AlleyBot. So AlleyBot is our own AI, what we're calling a knowledge bot. Basically has all of our curriculum loaded in AlleyBot. It is a chat bot for you to search, ask questions of, anything you can really think of. And this year we were able to update that with a policy comparison feature and a document upload feature. So very excited to continue to innovate with AlleyBot and provide more value to participants and designees.
Very cool. So looking ahead to 2026, what can our participants in the industry at large expect to see? And what are you most excited about for this new year?
Absolutely. So one of the things we worked on this year that we'll be rolling out next year is a new designation program called CIRP, or Certified Insurance and Risk Professional. And what we've seen over the past couple years, but really a lot in 2025, is how do we train new producers, especially in commercial lines? It seems like the hot topic right now, and probably will continue to be for the next couple years. So really taking the foundation of CISR, stripping out all the service examples, putting in sales examples, customizing it to the role of producer, but having that sort of intermediate level of curriculum. So really focusing on how, the commercial lines aspect, also including risk management. It's 5 courses, 4 technical, and then 1 is dynamics of selling, which can be done via webinar, live webinar, in person, or self-paced environment. So a total of 5 parts. And what I'm excited about is that for basically $330 for 12 months, I mean, you can train a new producer, which is an insane price point. And that's not $330 every month. That's $330 for a 1 year period.
Through the
CE,
subscription.
yeah, for the intermediate subscription, that includes CIRP, it includes all of our intro courses, it includes other CE courses or just specific knowledge courses as that producer continues to develop, as well as so you can earn CIRP, and then as that producer progresses, that also CIRP will translate into one part of CIC. So the two commercial casualty parts translate into a CIC commercial casualty course. So they already have one pass of CIC done when they earn the CIRP, and then they can go right into CIC. I mean, in my mind, it's a no-brainer. If somebody has a better value out there, I would love to hear about it. I'd love to see it because we really searched. We tried to create really the best package we possibly could for both large agencies to scale this and also small ones that may only have one producer every couple of years, still being a very affordable, value-focused program and course set that will get people up and running. And then the other one continues to be RiskPro. So we should add workers' comp risk professional 16-hour course this year, as well as probably cyber based upon participants' feedback. So trying to go now to a little bit of a coverage vertical. We are industry vertical, coverage vertical, and then we'll go back to an industry vertical. We did just get an overwhelming number of requests for workers' comp and cyber. So we're trying to put those together this year, launch those. Our hope is by the next couple of years, we'll have 10 to 15 or so risk pros with a number of different concentrations and update options. So very excited about that. And then the last piece is, again, the technology piece, really trying to put in like Ask Ali moments within our current curriculum and providing AI user or use cases or AI prompts embedded within the current curriculum, making sure people can use those new tools effortlessly and effectively.
Awesome. So Danielle, switching over to you, in addition to some of the more traditional or legacy type of update options that a lot of our participants are familiar with, what are some of the new update options out there that people need to know about?
Well, I think the ones that William literally just mentioned that we're super excited about are the RiskPro. We have, once you have a designation and when you have that annual update requirement that you're working on, obviously these are very committed professionals that appreciate their credentials and the industry recognition behind their name. So the ability to go in now to RiskPro and get a certification, additional credentials, but we'll call them micro credentials because it's not a full 5-year, 5-step designation program, but it also serves as an update option, particularly I think to kind of differentiate yourself with your clients, maybe areas that you want to grow your book of business. So the two risk pros that William mentioned, I can tell you we're working today actually on setting the date for the workers' comp. It will be offered in June of this year, the first offering, and we usually try and do one of these every quarter. So each type, so there'll be 4 contractors next year, 4 restaurant risk pro. Because we're starting in June, we'll probably get in 3 of the workers' compensation, and then hopefully 1 or 2 of those cybers before year end, probably in 3rd or 4th quarter. I think the other thing to think about, and I'm going to switch gears to kind of the CISR side of the house, if you will. We've talked about this previously. As for our CISR designees and our participants, is the option of having cross credit now into CIC. So if you're a CISR designee, we would strongly encourage you all to get and opt in for credit for your previous coursework with CISR and start your CIC path. It counts as 2 years of update credit. So any CISR can attend to CIC. Any CISR will get credit for CIC. Either 2 parts of the commercial casualty on CISR counts for commercial casualty on CIC, or any 2 of the 3 parts of the personal lines counts for personal lines on CIC. A lot of CISRs have already taken that step into CIC, but here's another way to continue to move ahead quickly. Get that second designation, also get update option, a very cost-effective way for their agency as well to support them in that endeavor. So those are kind of the areas that we're really focused on. I don't want to lose sight of those legacy things like our mega seminars and our Ruble graduate seminars. They are the cream of the crop, if you will. That's where a lot of our designees continue to go and show up each year. I think where we're really excited is that we're going to be coming back into classroom programs for graduate seminars in a lot of states. Oklahoma, Missouri, Colorado, Ohio, not to mention Texas and California. We continue to work with our state association partners, and a lot of them are continuing to slowly add back and offer more and more classroom programs, particularly at that update option level. There's some phenomenal locations: Las Vegas, Napa Valley. We offer 3 classroom graduate seminars in Florida, up in the Northeast. So if you want to kind of tag team a little bit of vacation and check off that box for update option, I think we've got you covered there. So I would kind of look at everything we have, because we try and give as much update credit as we can and customize your update to fit your needs, to fit your time schedule. Having CIC and CRM now offered in a self-paced environment, while you may think, well, I've already gone to CIC or I've gone to commercial casualty, I cannot tell you how many times I've heard from our designees who say, every couple of years I go back to commercial casualty, policy changes, things are updated. I always learn something and take something back that I can apply. The self-paced environment allows somebody to update and fit their busy schedule for a 6-month time period to hop on and hop off. And then last but not least is awarding update credit at different industry events. We started that a couple of years ago. So a lot of our state partners have conventions, industry days. And so being able to give credit for programs that they're already attending and have it count for update credit, we're continuing to look at that and expand those offerings as well this coming year.
What really is exciting to me about the RiskPro series, contractors so far, restaurants so far, workers' comp rolling out, is all the participants who graduate get letters after their names.
Yes.
And a unique badge which differentiates them from the rest. I think it's really exciting and adding real value to these expertises in these verticals.
I agree, Mitch. And I think that's where I know all 3 of us are always on LinkedIn and very engaged. And I personally, I think we all take a great sense of pride when we see somebody post that badge or that new credential or the hashtag #IPassCIC, or when they celebrate their anniversaries and they post pictures of their anniversary certificates up there. Again, it goes back to committed professionals and allowing us to guide them through their journey. We take a great sense of pride in that and are proud of them. So when they kind of shout that out and celebrate them, we're right there along celebrating with them.
Yeah, so true. So, Will, we've seen the importance of innovation and education. One of the core values of the Alliance is innovation and imagination. Can you share some of the innovative tools or programs or technologies like AI or other digital tools that the Alliance is preparing to roll out or working on currently?
Yeah, I think there's a lot for sure, and I think every aspect of what we do, looking at how can technology, AI, help speed up the process, make it better, simpler. I think what we're still doing a little bit is putting different things in the right buckets to be able to, have AI be much more powerful than it is today. I think the number one thing that we're focused on is personalized learning. How do we get to a better role or a better place to understand a job role, understand the curriculum we have, and have it just feed that whole sort of like learning path, learning stream, whatever you want to call it, experience, to the individuals that need that. Adaptive exams is another big one too. Getting our house in order a little bit in terms of having one centralized technology tool with all the exams, being able to potentially have AI grade those exams or have that option for participants that want to get almost an instant grade, even with short answer. But then taking those questions, understanding the difficulty level, and then being able to provide an adaptive exam that may be much shorter, that could also maybe more for where am I today and where do I want to be? And then how do I use Alliance programs to get me to that new spot? So really excited about all the tools, and then the experience. I think the experience all the way around, the experience on the website, the experience registering, the experience even inside the courses, looking at how do we do more simulations with technology. We've added a lot to dynamics of selling and dynamics of service. We tried VR. We didn't get much uptick on the VR, but I still think that there's application coming for VR and really, being in some of these scenarios that some people have never been in their life, and really being able to learn from, being on a construction site or being inside some heavy machinery or whatever that sort of industry is, taking part of an actual, cyber breach and all the different aspects that go into that. So really looking at everything, trying to test things, see if they work, and if they don't, how do we learn from it and adjust for the next thing?
Will, how do you measure the impact of what we do on our participants in the industry? Are there any stories or anything that you're proud of this year?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously look at a ton of metrics. I mean, in some cases, it's overwhelming the amount of metrics. When you look at the evaluations, when you look at customer satisfaction surveys, when you look at exam scores, there's so much data that we do look at on a monthly or quarterly basis. The ones that I'm really the most proud of that I think show that we're in the right direction is one, the net promoter score. I mean, we average around an 80 net promoter score almost in everything we do, the courses, the experience, if you have to call in or chat in. The other thing is the Google reviews, 4.7 stars from 209 reviews, which is just shocking considered we're just a little over a year ago. I think we were like at a 3 something and we had less than 30 reviews. So it truly is a testament to Danielle, her team, Mitch and his team. I mean, it really is everybody coming together, but Danielle and her team are the front lines. And we always talk about, or at least I always talk about, I don't know if everyone talks about this, but I always talk about that we love our participants and designees. They don't always love us all the time, but we always love them no matter what. And that's really the truth. And I think you hear that the most, even though we have all these metrics and all this stuff, you hear that the most through the stories and the comments. When people call in, especially as sad as it is to hear about people retiring, from, frankly, from just the pure heart and the knowledge that people have in leaving this industry, obviously to go on to better things, to be with their family more, to spend more personal time. But when they come back and they say that, your organization really helped me create a career and really provide a financial foundation for my life is overwhelming. I mean, so few times are we ever really to help people in a meaningful way. And with this, through this organization, I think we all three have been able to really help people, along with our faculty, of course. Those individuals that teach our courses, they're just phenomenal individuals.
Amazing.
And the fact that they're willing to give back and open up kind of their knowledge, their wisdom, and a lot of times their heart to these individuals that they create a relationship with, and they help them well throughout just the classroom experience or the course experience. I think that's the best way that we hear that we're impacting. But obviously, direct feedback. I get LinkedIn messages all the time. If there's ever an issue and you don't think anyone's listening to you, reach out to me. I'm always happy. I love hearing from participants. I love talking with them, the good, the bad, the ugly, no matter what. So yes.
Well said. Thanks, Will. So Danielle, if any of our viewers or listeners want more information on any of the things we've talked about or to learn more about the Alliance, what's the best way they can do that?
Best way is through our website. I also, given what William just said, would say just call us, and we would be happy to talk through it with you. Our 800 number is 800-633-2165. We have queues available, people ready to help. We have seen a significant increase in chat. We have live chat. Let me assure you, and I will repeat that, live chat. It is not AI. We have people ready to chat and answer your questions. And we've seen a significant increase in chat versus the phone calls in the last year or so. So we're putting more resources to that. We're also eventually going to put more resources to self-service too. I mean, if you're an expert at technology, you go into your profile, you do this, that, and the other, request an extension, things of that nature. We're continuing to improve that experience. But contact, I would say, our phone number, our chat, And then chat is obviously connected through our website. So our website address is riskeducation.org. All of the programs we've talked about are located on the course schedule. So you can filter by a designation path, an update path, a delivery method. If you want to see all the classroom programs across the country for CIC, you can do that. If you want to see the CISR options, you can do that as well. But know that we're always here to answer any questions. So if you can't find it on the website, please reach out to any one of the three of us or any member of our team, because like William said, we are invested in you, and we want to make sure that we are taking care of our participants and designees.
Awesome. Thank you guys for being on again this year, for doing this. It's always fun. And from the bottom of our hearts here at the Alliance to all of you, thank you for an amazing 2025. And we're excited about 2026. Like Danielle said, for more information about the Alliance or any of our programs, hop over to our website at riskeducation.org. Until next time, have a great holiday.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Take care.